Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about not Howard. You were in the last video. Okay, well I guess it'll be the next video, not this one. Last time he was like all up in my face, causing distractions. You're very cute, but you need to sit down. Eschew me. Lay down. Thank you so much. Okay. Back to the video. Today's video is going to be about some of the most underrated makeup products, at least in my eyes. They're products that I use consistently in my routine, and sadly, I just feel like they're never talked about. Now, I'm not saying that nobody ever uses these products, because I'm sure there's tons of people here on YouTube with how saturated the beauty community is, but these are just ones that I've never really seen people that I watch talk about, and ones that I think you should definitely include in your routine because I just feel like they're really good products. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first 2 or 3 products, I think 2, yeah, are actually both from the brand Ardell. Ardell recently sent out this huge PR package, maybe like 3-4-ish months ago. A lot of the lip products I wasn't that impressed with, but these caught my eyes right away and I have been in love with them ever since, particularly this one. This has been like a staple in my routine every single day. This is the Ardell Stroke-A-Brow Feathering Pen. I have mine in the shade dark brown. So as you can see, it kind of just looks like a typical felt tip eyeliner, which I know this isn't like the first thing on the market. I've seen plenty of other brow markers, but none have filled my brows in the way this does. Now, I don't fill my entire brow with this pen, mainly just about from the arch to the tail, because if I'm being real, I have like no tail of my brow. I feel like my brows end way too early. Like I like to have them, you know, come out at least to the corner of my eye. So the tip of this just makes it super easy to create a really nice, sharp, pointy, precise tail. And then if you have any sparse areas, you could go in really lightly and create like the most like hair-like strokes, or if you're wanting to go in and create something a little bit darker. But I just love it because it's something that still makes your brows look a bit more natural without looking super as harsh as like some of the pomades out there or some of the other brow markers I've tried. I want to say there was one from Maybelline, but I think that one had like too fat of a tip. That's what she said. This one is just a really fine, precise felt tip. The other products that I wanted to mention from Ardell, these are the Wanna Get Lucky gel liners. Holy crap, these are the best gel eyeliner pencils I have ever used. I feel like back in the day, everyone used to rave about the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide-On pencils. What was another big one? The Matley Beauty eyeliners. I think Emily Noel like really put those on the map. I'm trying to think of another like really stand out gel pencil. I can't really think of any other ones right now, but these are hands down the longest lasting, creamiest, transfer-proof eyeliners I've ever used. I meant to bring the white one over here because it is the most opaque, like stark white I've ever seen, but hands down out of the shades that I have, the black is my favorite. This black, you can tightline your eyes, and unless you want it to come down to your waterline, it's gonna stay in place. As long as you kind of like keep your eyes open for maybe like 3 to 5 seconds, it stays in place. Because typically when I go in and tightline, normally throughout the day, it'll kind of transfer down to the inner like lower section of my eye. You really only have like this 1 to 2 second window where you can really go in and kind of buff the color out if you want, but it is so black, so opaque. It's not one of those like obnoxiously shiny blacks, but it's not super matte either. It's kind of like a semi-matte black. Another thing that I love about these is that they are retractable. So there's no sharpening required unless you're just wanting to kind of sharpen the tip. Then over on the opposite end of the lid, ugh, if I could get this one open. I haven't used, why am I trying this? Let me just grab the one that I've actually been using because that would be much easier. On the top lid of, oh my gosh, what is happening? Basically, what I'm trying to say is on the top lid, there is one of those kind of like sharpeners just to really get the point back into the eyeliner. But either way, sharpener or not, you're looking for a long-lasting, super opaque gel eyeliner. Highly recommend checking those out. In my last underrated video, I think that was maybe like a year or 2 ago, honestly, I don't even want to reference it because I can already remember I was having issues with lighting that day and I ended up looking like a freaking like Oompa Loompa mess in there. Like I was so overly saturated and so orange. I looked like someone like dipped me in water and then like dared me to roll around in like an economy sized jug of Tang. Do you remember Tang? It was like the Kool-Aid mix with the orangutan. I'm pretty sure that was the mascot. It was disgusting, and then people were like, it's so strong, you can clean your dishwasher with it. That's basically what I look like. It wasn't a good look. But in that video, I had mentioned these, and I have to mention them again because it kills me that more people don't talk about these blushes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm slightly salty over it, and then whenever someone does talk about them, I still kind of get a little bit salty because they're like, nobody's ever talked about these, and I'm like, but I have for like years. Like, I get I'm a smaller YouTuber, but still, like, I'm like, why are people sleeping on these? They're so good. So it's from the brand Laura Geller, which I feel like I talk about her brand quite often on my channel, but these are the Blush and Brighten blushes. Y'all, these are so freaking good. Two of my like top favorite shades are Sun Swept, which is what I have on right now. It's kind of like a blush, highlighter, and bronzer all baked into one pan. It's amazing. Well, I guess that claim kind of varies on what color you get, but for instance, this is Sun Swept. So see how it's just like baked and marbleized, like the veining in there? Some gorgeous like rosy toned blushes, then there's like bronze, and then this really pretty like pink ovally veining. Opalescent veining. So that is what I have on my cheeks right now. It gives your cheeks the most like youthful, glowy, just plump, beautiful look. I adore them. So Sun Swept is a must-have, as well as Pink Grapefruit. This was actually the very first one I tried, and then this is where the whole love affair began. A lot of the times Ulta will do some sort of deal with Laura Geller. If not, sometimes QVC and HSN, I know Laura Geller is on those platforms a lot. They'll have some sort of deal where you can get like several blushes and a brush for a great price. But y'all, I'm telling you, these are hands down like some of the best blushes, probably the best blush out there. I absolutely love them. So let me go ahead and swatch. This is Sun Swept. Like, look at that. It's just this gorgeous kind of like bronzy, rosy toned blush. And then here is Pink Grapefruit. Pink Grapefruit honestly kind of reminds me of a better version of MAC Warm Soul. It's one of those shades that is like flattering on everybody. But see the glow it gives your skin? It's not one of those powders that look overly powdery on your cheeks either. It's like the pigmentation goes a long way, but you don't end up with like chalky, ashy, dusty looking cheeks. It's just such a good formula. Do yourself a favor and try them. I promise you're going to love them. Okay, moving on. This is another product that I think has been in numerous monthly favorites of mine. In fact, I know they were in my 2016 beauty favorites. This is from Maybelline. It's the Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. I use mine in soft brown. The applicator is kind of this interesting like spoon spatula shaped applicator, and then it has like the teeniest, tiniest teeth on here. But if you love the look of like fluffy brows, or brows that look like they're actual hair and not just like pomade drawn on, this is a great product. Even if you have really, really thin brows, the fibers do a great job of just adhering to your hair, adhering to your hair, and just really gives you that look of like actual hair on your brows instead of just like Sharpie or like dip brows. Such a great product. I want to say this is like $7.99 or $8.99 at the drugstore. I know there's several shades available, but one of these tubes will last you forever. I've been using this for so long now, and I think this is only like my second tube because a teeny tiny bit goes a long way. Plus it really kind of like holds your brows in place throughout the day too, which I can get down with. Okay, next up I have two highlighters. One of these I have talked about this so many times to the point where I'm sure y'all are like, shut up, we get it. You like the highlighter, but just in case some of y'all didn't get that memo yet, I'm gonna drill it into your mind some more. But I'm realizing I actually didn't bring my favorite shade, which is Starburst. This is from the brand Ciate. I'm not even sure what these are called because it's not on here, but basically it's a highlighter. First of all, the packaging is adorable. Here's the actual highlighter. It has these really cute stars that are kind of lifted from the actual powder, but Starburst is definitely more my jam. That one is more of like a champagne-y golden color. This one is Moon Dust, which is more of like a rosy pink highlighter, but the formula of these are stunning. The pigmentation you get, the glow you get, they're so, so pretty. I know everyone loves Becca highlighters. Why is that the only one coming to my mind right now? There's so many good highlighters out there, but I feel like whenever you think of a highlighter, most people like instantly think of Becca, but I can definitely see why Ciate is kind of overlooked because it started off as a nail polish brand. They used to always release the nail polish advent calendars. I don't know if there was one of those this year. I feel like every year Sephora pulled one out, but recently they've been releasing more and more products. I think their last like big launch was those liquid lipstick that had like the glitter in it whenever you pushed your lips together. But these highlighters are so good, y'all. And I think they actually recently released 2 or 3 more shades. So if you're looking for a great highlighter and you're wanting to kind of like try something different, not the typical Becca, try out this one from Ciate. I feel kind of like super repetitive saying this. I'm sitting on the floor. I'm like too tall to be doing this. My foot is falling asleep. In my December favorites, I'm thinking this one will probably be going up before my December favorites. I talked about Smashbox Bang Bang, which this is what I was wearing in my gift guide video. I've been all about red lips lately. This has hands down been my favorite matte liquid lipstick formula. This has hands down taken over for all matte liquid lipsticks for me. I feel like it's such a great formula. I know people have talked about this, but overall the main like liquid lipstick brands you typically hear about are ColourPop, Dose of Colors, Jouer, Jeffree Star. Why can't I think of anything else right now? There's so many different matte liquid lipsticks these days, but I feel like not that many people talk about Smashbox. These are the always on liquid lipstick formula. Yes, the shade range is super impressive. So many different colors to pick from. The one that I'm wearing right now is Deep Thoughts. Love this color on my eyes. If you're curious, this is the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. My best friend Laura actually gave it to me and I have been loving it. I've worn this gloss in so many videos and every time I do, I always get a ton of comments asking what it is, even though I pretty much always link it down below. This is the Sephora Collection Lip Gloss in the shade Earth and Fire, number 35. The applicator of this kind of has an hourglass shape. If you are someone who is into really pretty kind of muted rosy mauve shades, you will love this one. Look at that color. It is so pretty. I love to apply this over Dervish lip liner from, I kind of go between a Dervish and Soar lip liner from MAC. That creates like the juiciest lip combo ever. The gloss formula is so comfortable. It's not the longest wearing because I feel like glosses typically aren't super long wearing, but it's not something you're having to like constantly reapply. But I love the formula. It's not sticky at all. The shine that it gives is beautiful. Just this really pretty, like, not super sheer, but not overly opaque formula. It's just perfect. And this color is amazing. I do have 2 or 3 other ones, but this is hands down my favorite color. So not only like underrated product, but underrated shade within the line. All right, I just have 2 more products here. This is still a ow, my foot is so asleep, like I can't even feel it right now. Kind of a semi-new-ish product. ColourPop No Filter Concealer. Now, I'm not saying nobody talks about this because I totally realize they do, but in comparison to like Tarte Shape Tape, it's definitely underrated. Everyone loves Tarte Shape Tape. What happened to MAC Pro Longwear Concealer? Do you remember when that was like the concealer? Nobody talks about that one anymore. Why? I can't think of another one right now. Maybelline Fit Me, I know a lot of people like that one from the drugstore, the NARS concealer, but ColourPop is definitely underrated. This formula is only $6. It's so nice, especially if you have dry under eyes. It's not a formula that like really enhances those like the crepiness or just, is that gloss tasty? He just licked all of that gloss off my hand. Gross, my hand is sopping wet. Okay, I don't think that's good for you. But I love the formula. The amount of concealer you get for $6 is definitely impressive. I'm currently using the shade Light 20, and if you guys tune into my December favorites, I kind of show you a concealer cocktail because there's another concealer that this pairs beautifully with. But this is one, if you've kind of been on the fence and you're just like, meh, I would definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you have other like ColourPop products on your wish list, because I'm pretty sure once you do like $30, you get free shipping. $6, it's definitely worth trying out. There's not even that many drugstore concealers you can get for $6 these days because the drugstore has been hiking up their prices and doing us dirty. All right, the very final product I have in here is another highlighter. This is from Physicians Formula. It's the Butter Highlighter in the shade Rose Gold. I know recently they launched a few more shades, but it was more of those like holographic mermaid type shades. Howard, if you knock over my tripod, I will be a very sad pony. Can we sit right here? I'm almost done, and then I'll give you cookies. Okay, but out of all the shades that I received, Rose Gold is hands down my favorite. There was another really pretty light golden shade that I thought I would gravitate towards more, but this definitely translates differently on the skin than how it looks in the pan. So my favorite way to apply this is with the bottom end of a beauty blender. I'll kind of just like boop, boop, bop it in there and then just pounce it onto the tops of my cheeks. Sometimes I like to layer it with a little bit of Champagne Pop or the Ciate Starburst, but even on its own, it is so, so pretty. As much as I adore ColourPop, I definitely prefer their eye products over their cheek products. So I do feel like the Physicians Formula highlighter performs better than the ColourPop one, but just to give ya, did you hear that? It was like a weird, a quick swatch of this. Look at that. Like just the glow in this is so, so pretty. Sometimes on no makeup days, I'll just like pop this into the inner corners. I love how we're like, no makeup days. And then you're like, I do 12 steps. And why do my bangs look like greasy? Not cute. This is definitely a product that I feel like I have not heard enough people rave about. And I'm just like, why? It's so good. All right, so that is it for all of my underrated products. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. Howard would appreciate it. Do you see this? He like smells this liquid lipstick and there's something in it that he loves. I don't quite know what you're doing, Smashbox. That is it for this one. If you haven't already, please take the time to subscribe. That way you guys can keep up with all of my future uploads, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.